Have you ever shown somebody around where you used to live? It's like I'm on drugs and the other person isn't. I was home in Minnesota this weekend and I kept showing people places that are important to me that they know nothing about. That's actually what I want, isn't it? This is just When you show somebody around a place that you used to live, it's like I'm getting to relive a bunch of memories. You're just looking at a person feeling feelings inside their head. It's like I'm on drugs and the other person isn't. And whoever I'm talking to just has to put up with me being like, that staircase, that's where I sat in the sunset, the light glinting into my eyes as a young 20-something, before I had even heard the words New York City. And they're just looking at me, pointing at like some concrete steps behind a building that's not even old enough to be cool. Last weekend was the 10,000 Laughs Festival, which is a comedy festival in Minneapolis that I used to help run. So I was back. I went and got lunch with Rory Scofield and Shauna Kindi and Rory's musician Connor, whose last name I don't know. I'm so sorry, Connor. You're very sweet. I shouldn't have said sweet like that because that seems very, pejorative. But the thing is that he is very sweet and incredibly quiet, and I gotta say, I actually don't know anything else about him. And the group of us were walking around in Minneapolis afterward on Eat Street. We were about to pass my rock climbing gym, and this is a gym where I spent years of my life, and it matters so much to me. It's the first place that I felt like I could ever be athletic, and I got to channel my competitiveness, and rock climbing taught me do something even if you feel like you look stupid because absolutely nobody is looking at you anyway. Heads up! I'm not gonna say all of those things. So all that happened was right as we were passing it, there was a beat open in the conversation, and I went, that's a rock climbing gym. And everyone went, cool. And then went back to the conversation. And I think it's worse in the place where you grew up. I grew up in a suburb that used to barely be a suburb and now is a wealthy bedroom community. And my boyfriend was with me, and we went and spent 2 days at my mom's house. And I just spent those entire 2 days going, that didn't used to be there. That didn't used to be there. That definitely didn't used to be there. What am I gonna express the amount of emotion associated? No way. Am I gonna be like, yeah, this town, I have a complicated relationship with it. In many ways, it gave me something to fight against as an adult. A thing to identify myself in contrast with. I am not like you. I will leave. But also, I take a deep pride in it. A deep pride in being from the Midwest. A deep pride in being from a town that didn't used to have the money that it does now. And in many ways, that now gives me a vessel through which to define myself in contrast to New York City. I am not you. I am different. I am an outsider. I can't say all of that, and so instead, my boyfriend just has to sit in the car while I go, when I was growing up, we didn't have curbs. You ever look at somebody and go, I'm deciding whether or not you are hot enough to wear that Equinox t-shirt? The answer, unfortunately for you, is no. Equinox is the elite. They are only the hot people. They all absolutely fucking suck. And that is why I don't want somebody who's not that hot to wear an Equinox t-shirt, because Equinox t-shirts mean you're so boring. Equinox t-shirts mean you're gonna spend 25 minutes telling me about the microclimate of Bogota because you learned it while you were on coke one night and it will never leave you. I wonder where that bike lane goes. I ain't never been there. I ain't never been in a tunnel. That's crazy. What the hell? Let's find out. What the hell? Can I ride in this? Wow! I used to take this route every day to go into the Tonight Show, but this was not open to bikes. This is the coolest thing. I feel like I run New York City. This is a scene from Joker 2. And I think it's better than all the scenes from Joker 2. I haven't seen it, I don't know, but I've heard it's bad. Wow, a door. This makes me feel like the city is in like an apocalypse and I have to live in the tunnels. I yearn for the apocalypse because I would do so fucking well in it. I dumpster dive in grocery store dumpsters for groceries now, during the good times. I love camping. I love being grimy. I love having dirt under my fingernails. I love like feeling gross. I love it. I'm very conscious of smelling bad. I think I smell bad all the time, but I'm conscious of that not being identifiable by people. So I douse myself in Victoria's Secret Angel Gold body spray from like 2004, and people love it. People tell me I smoke it all the time. Really pulled one over on them. And the reason that I wear Victoria's Secret Angel Gold body spray, which is discontinued, which I do have to buy on eBay. Yeah, I know. But you're gonna go through just fine. My friend in college, she was so beloved. She's like one of the rare popular because she's wonderful, not for some kind of like social bullshit. She was gorgeous, she still is. Now she's living a wonderful life, married to a wonderful, handsome man. They have 2 perfect, beautiful little children. Anyway, in college, I wanted to be her. She had this small bottle of Victoria's Secret Angel Gold body spray. Went over to her dorm room, I would spray it on. And at the time, I didn't realize that I was like trying to be her. In retrospect, definitely was. After college, I lived at home with my mom for a couple years to save money. And I was constantly scheming to try and move into a bedroom in the house where she and these other friends lived. Like if anybody's moving out, whatever. And it never worked. And then after a few years, she got engaged to her now husband and moved out of that house. And in a weird twist, I could move into that house that I had tried for years to move into, but only when she was leaving. And I moved into her bedroom. So I really was fully just becoming her. And the day I moved into her bedroom, I went into the bathroom and in the garbage was that little bottle. And I took it and then I started using it as my biking body spray, thus completing the process of becoming the woman who I always was destined to be, my friend. Feels like there's gonna be a bus right here. Yes, there is. So that's the story of me taking something out of the garbage. I love taking things out of the garbage. I yearn for an electric flare to just take out all cell phones. Blow up the bridges. Quiet Place Day 1 us. Trap us here. I will win. I broadly dislike technology and am largely bad at it. You may have noticed that my social media presence is inconsistent at best. That is because every interaction I have with technology is reactive and panicky and scrapped out. I bike in so many weird, like, back industrial parts of Queens. You think I don't have the exact, like, industrial park parking lots picked out where I would shelter if I needed to? The problem is I am a prepper. Oh, I would love it if I never had to check my TikTok DMs again. Oh, please let me never have to read a transcription of a voicemail one more time. Let me just scavenge. And then I like, that's really funny. I hope my camera got that. I don't know if it did. A kid just holding a dog in a really unnatural way. The dog just with a look of, I surrender. When I give up control, then and only then may I be at peace. Anyway, I love New York more than anything in the world, and I want to die here. But not soon. And I'm gonna make sure it's after all you weak eye bankers. In the apocalypse, there will no longer be a gold standard. There will be but one standard. Are you physically able to eat unbaked pizza dough? For that will be all we have left in New York City. It will be dried out, but it will have risen a lot. In maybe kind of a weird way. It will have a lot of yeast in it. Can your stomach manage? You too.
That bicycle doesn't do you justice.
What would you change?
The bicycle. That's what I'm saying. You pedal very good for the woman. I don't mean nothing bad.
No,
Like, look at this girl. Let me catch up with her. It's nice to see girls riding bikes.
Yeah, I agree. We do different work, so I have to be able to lock my bike.
No, then for if you have to lock it, then have a cheap bicycle to lock.
I'm gonna put different gearing on it.
Take care.
Thank you, Nan. Ride safe. I love New York. You pedal good for a girl. Not mean anything by that. That's sweet. I should have told him. And I'm not riding very hard because I'm filming. I will find him when New York collapses. No, in the apocalypse, Ned and I would be allies. We would be buddies. Heads up. I just didn't like looking at that. It happens all the time. It would have been fine if I wasn't looking straight at the car turning into me. Anyway, the last thing I'm gonna say is, if you are in New York and watching this, or know somebody in New York, I am doing my solo show called Cheat on November 10th at Chelsea Music Hall for the New York Comedy Festival. You should come. It's gonna be really good. I mean, it is good. The show's already good. I've done it a bunch. It's good. Grand Central. And now I go up to Connecticut, to Stanford, for 2 shows at New York Comedy Club Stanford. Yeah. I want to be a part of it.
Look, my bike has a friend. My bike has a buddy.
These little town blues.